Okay, in this video I'm going to explain how to sign 30 to 50 more patients every month by improving your qualification process. So the goal is to create the conditions of your hair clinic to convert 30 to 50 more qualified patients every month from the inquiries you're already generating. So number one is to stop treating every inquiry the same. A new inquiry isn't automatically a good patient. Your coordinators need a consistent qualification process that quickly establishes who the person is, what they're looking for, and how serious they are, and at what stage they're at in the decision. The goal isn't to just reject people, it's to understand where each patient belongs in the pipeline. So, for example, you have 1,000 inquiries, you have qualification. Do they have high intent to buy? Do you need to nurture them? Do they have low intent? So you need to ask what prompted them to inquire. So why have they inquired? Maybe they just clicked it by accident. Maybe they just did it for fun. Maybe they're genuinely interested. And you want to understand what result they're looking for. Okay, so what do they actually want? And then find out whether they're researching or actively planning. Are they just shopping, window shopping, or are they just actually looking to plan a hair transplant? And also establish their preferred time frame. When do they want this by? Do they have a wedding, a birthday party, something? And give every lead a clear next status. So you should know exactly where you're taking the lead. Businesses who operate like this and actually stop treating every single inquiry the same have much more success and sign many more clients every month. Okay. Number two is to build a qualification score. Instead of relying on a coordinator's gut feeling, give them a simple framework for scoring opportunities. A patient who has researched the procedure, knows what they want, and is looking to travel soon should obviously receive different attention from someone who just casually filled out a form 6 months before planning to do anything. So you have intent plus timing plus are they a good fit plus engagement equals priority. They're going to be a priority if they have all these things. So high priority, they're actively planning and highly engaged. Medium priority, they're interested but just not ready yet for various reasons. And low priority, they're just researching. And then you're going to update the score as the conversation develops, making the scoring system identical across the team. So everyone has the same standard. So everyone knows this person is a 10, this person is a 1, this person is a 5, etc. Number three is ask better questions. Don't interrogate. Qualification shouldn't feel like filling out a government form. The best coordinators make it feel like a natural conversation while collecting the information the clinic needs. The questions should help the patient explain their situation rather than simply firing 15 questions at them. So you have a question which goes to the conversation, which gives you understanding, which takes you to the next step. So start with why they reached out. Why did they reach out? Did they just fill out the form for fun? Or are they actively trying to get a hair transplant? And ask what they're hoping to achieve. Also understand their time frame of when they need it by. And also ask what they've already researched. And listen for buying signals rather than forcing them through a script. So you need to be trained on these sorts of things. Next is separate qualification from a clinical assessment. Your coordinators can qualify the commercial and operational side of an inquiry without pretending to make a medical decision. Clinical stability or suitability should be handled by the appropriately qualified clinical team. This keeps the process professional while still allowing your coordinators to move genuine opportunities forward. So coordinators gather the relevant patient information. They don't make unsupported medical promises. They don't diagnose or guarantee any outcomes. And they create a clear handoff to the clinical team. And they make sure the patient knows what happens next. Next is number 5. So you need to create different paths for different patients. One of the biggest mistakes is putting every inquiry into the same follow-up. Someone ready to book should move quickly, and someone planning surgery in 6 months needs nurturing. So someone simply researching needs useful information and a periodic follow-up. So if they're ready now, you can give them a consultation and a booking. If they're not ready, you have to nurture them, follow up with them, and try to book them. And then if they're researching, you need to educate them and re-engage and keep following up. and you need to create a ready to book pathway, create a future patient pathway, create a researcher pathway. Okay, these are some of the most important things that we do. I'm going to make this green because these are very important. These are 3 pathways. So you have a pathway to get them to book, a pathway to get them to book in the future, and then you have another pathway if they're researching and you need to give them more and more tips. So set a next action for every patient and never allow that they're not ready to become forgotten. Don't forget about them. Keep communicating. Number 6 is measure qualification all the way to the surgery. This is where most clinics can dramatically improve their understanding of what's actually happening. Don't judge your qualification process by how many people your team has qualified. Judge it by what happens after the qualification. So track the conversation between every stage. So what percentage of inquiries are actually contacted? It should be like 100%. What percentage becomes qualified opportunities? How many qualified patients book consultations? And how many consultations turn into deposits? Which coordinator and lead source produces the strongest conversions? And you want to look at that and see what they're doing right. So the real objective is you don't need your coordinators to simply qualify more people. You need them to identify the right opportunities, move them into the right pathway, and make sure nobody valuable disappears. If your clinic is already generating hundreds of inquiries, improving qualification and follow-up could create the opportunity to get another 30 to 50 plus additional patients per month without throwing more money at advertising. More leads isn't always the answer. Better conversion of the leads you already have is the answer. So that's the video for now. If you want to remember, you have to measure qualification all the way to the surgery. You have to create pathways for people who are ready to buy, future patients and researchers, different pathways. You need to create paths for different patients. That's one of the most important things you can take away from this video. If you need more help on how to grow your hair transplant clinic and you want more patients and you want to get more out of your ads and you want to get your marketing better for your hair transplant clinic, I can help you with that. My business can do it, apexsetting.com. Just reach out to us and we will help you.